So, good afternoon. Welcome back to another show. And I'm John. This afternoon, I've got, well, he sounds a bit wacky, doesn't it? This moment, I've got Big Daz on here, or Daz as I'm known. Good afternoon, Daz. You okay?
I'm all right. Sorry, I'll take the hat off. I'm not Steve.
No,
Normally, I thought it was
Daz,
the Amigos. Right.
it's your
We're
time,
better
mate.
now.
Tell us what, buddy lad, you know?
How are
You
you,
just,
John?
yeah, mate, just, had to work the day and get ready for the Grand National as well. So just join online as Paddy Powell. Not a big gambler. I don't gamble, but I thought, you know what? I'm gonna give it a go at a day. Like I got like £10 worth of free bets. So that's done it first. How's things for you?
What, you backing later?
For me, I reckoned if I was a back, Clough Cap looks the overall favourites, yeah. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, favourites haven't got a great record, and in the Grand National for me. But for me, if I'm going to go for a bet, I'd love to see Manila Times with it for Rachel Blackmore.
Yeah, I went for lunch hour. It's a 12-1 shot, so we'll see how it gets on.
Sure. Fingers crossed there. Let's hope there's been plenty of finishers today. I want to see 20 finishers today at least in the National, but we'll see how it goes. It's not a Grand National, it's about football. And if you do like my channel, please smash a like up to my channel and subscribe if you're new. And also leave your comments in the section down below. So, Daz, Newcastle on the Steve Booth. And okay, 13th last season, we're 17th at the minute. Yeah, Fulham have been winning their games, and that's kept us out of the bottom three. So, what do you think of the season so far, and what needs to be done about it?
What I think of the season so far this season?
Yep, season so far, and the boost, and
Honestly, it's been a disaster this season from start to finish. We went backwards really. We've certainly not progressed. I'm not. Oh, sugar.
Yeah, I can still hear
you. I'm not coming on here to call Steve Bruce. He's had enough stick. I think we all know the situation with him. But as a club, on and off the pitch, we went backwards massively. We've certainly not progressed. Start the season, we signed 3 good players. A couple on a free. Got Callum Wilson in, which we needed. Jamal Lewis, who, he's struggled, but I think he'll be all right at left back. So it was all there for us to progress and do better than last season, but the football's been dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
Yeah, I was not excited listening at this moment in time. When Steve Bruce came through the door, the football's been dreadful anyway, to be fair with you, Spaz, you know what I mean? It's not exciting to watch. It's so defensive. We don't press when the opposition have the ball. We just don't tackle, and we just go back and back and back. I'm not surprised that some of our players back into the Laka or Don Cardalo.
We've produced some of the worst performances I've ever seen in like 30 odd years. And when you think they can't get any worse, like Brentford, Sheffield United, we just go out and like Brighton was just like how Steve Bruce survived keeping his job after that match. I do not know. Even the pundits who's backed him all season turned against him after that one. It was dreadful. Bruce can only do so much, but the players have got a lot of hands for as well. They're on the pitch. And there's clearly a problem there.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Some of the players are not pulling their weight at all whatsoever, sort of thing, but they come to Newcastle for a cozy time. And if that is the case, I don't want them at my club at all whatsoever. I want them to go out there, give you put in a 90-minute shift in. If you don't want to play for the manager, just play for the badge and play for the fans. That's all you got to do. Do you know what I mean?
Apart from probably Almiron, he plays his heart out. He loves the game. He's living his dream. You can see the energy he puts in. But players like Shelby, even Lascelles this year, captain, where's the fight, the passion? A few years ago, I think Lascelles had to go at Diarmi in the dressing room. He was passionate. There's none of that this year. None of it.
Nah. You know what? Even brought in Deontay Wilder sort of into the club. Even if he has a good, even if he knocks him a few out, sort of thing, you know what I mean? They still won't listen at all whatsoever, sort of thing, you know what I mean? But you mentioned about leaders as well with Lascelles. I haven't seen any leadership qualities from any of the players this season at all whatsoever, and that's infuriates me because I want to see the clubs that show so much fight, the passion, the hunger, desire. I have not seen that at all this season.
Nothing. I mean, you know, that's all you want to see. Play for the badge, fight. I mean, there's none of it. Absolutely none of it. As I say, Brighton was the final straw. I mean, for a professional football team, it was disgusting.
Totally agree. Totally agree, and guys.
You've got a couple of local lads in there. There was nothing. It was disgraceful. I mean, the best. I mean, this season, thank the Lord, there's no fans allowed in. I mean, if I was allowed in, I'd be on a 3-year ban now, guaranteed. I mean, I would pick my seat up and through.
I don't think you'll be the only one, and I think there's so many people will be on the ban list as well. I got some comments here as well. I got a couple of new ones coming to my channel. If you do, smash your likes up. If you're new and you come to my channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel, and you will not be disappointed. So I got Toa One Power here, John. I hope you're okay. It's do or die today, John. It was tomorrow, by the way, but yeah, it's a must-win game. I got Mark Heston as well. But Daz, Mark, subscribe to my channel. Adam, NFC Neil, all of Daz. You got fans, loads of fans coming on now, haven't you? Thanks for
John. You've got some voice. You go between Frank Bruno and Jimmy Dale with your accent. Unbelievable.
Wow. No, I used to live in London for a bit, but I lived at Newcastle for quite a long time, and but it's definitely northeast. But I'm trying to tone my accent down if I can do it, which would be amazing. So, but I'm very Geordie at the moment. Bristol born. I'm sorry, but I get a lot of people see it that I'm more Geordie than Bristol. But hey,
you might get a job in Vera if you become famous. One of the extras.
I know, yeah. But when I first listened, first I thought you're very, very Scottish at the moment. I thought you must be a Celtic fan, Why? Don't let me in, Jasper. Here you go.
I'm no Scottish. I live near Scotland, but I'm definitely no Scottish.
I know.
I'm quite tight. I wake up in the night to see if I've lost any sleep, so maybe I am.
I know. Make sure you get some early sleep later on, but I could do some sleep as well, but I'm still buzzing. But I don't even drink alcohol, but all good. And I don't, mate. No, I just don't drink, don't smoke, never touch drugs, never.
Oh, hell.
You know what I mean?
John?
Well,
coming on the way day with me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd love to come out with a way game these, and you know what it is, mate? I mean, I need to get a girlfriend, but listen, I've been seeing my dad my son for the first time in, 12 years. He lives up in Pegswood, Northumberland, and, she's a lovely lass, but the way she's treating him in a minute sort of thing, I'm sorry, but that's for another day. But hey, back up in 3 weeks' time. I got Mark here, Bruce Oot, Daz in. I'll be his number 2 if you want, no problem. Scott, welcome to you, Scott. Ashley Oot, Basu in. Hi, Dad from Ben. I've got Brian and the apple pie, John. Here, I got sticky toffee pudding now, but like I said,
sticky toffee. Can't you want a sticky toffee, John, lad?
Oh, love it.
Clotted cream.
Clotted cream. Ice cream for me, body lad. But I'm just under 15 stone, so fingers crossed I don't get any more than that. Still flabby there.
I think my camera's wrong because I look like I've got 2 chins, and I think your brightness is a bit high because it looks like my beard. We'll be all right.
Wow. What can you say? But you look fine. You look young. There you go.
I look young. I'm.
What? Yeah.
49,
young.
Man.
Yeah.
49-year-old. I used to be happy when I was the same size as my waist. I probably still am, being honest, but.
I know. Bless ya. Try 51, mate. Try 51-year-old. But, good luck. Bless ya. I got my guy Jason. I got his name right this time. Hey guys, hope you do as well. And yeah, I'm great. Dan, Amaz, Major Masterclass versus Waka. And I've got Biden McKiwi as well. Hope you're okay. Very much in our hands, showing approach the Burnley game in a positive manner. We have to give it a go. We must give it a go. Comment on one in a bit. Up the Basu. Yay, up the Basu.
I mean, John, to be honest, this could go either way. You'll either lose half your followers or double your followers a day. I'll be honest. So we'll see what happens.
Totally agree, man. Totally agree. It just comes and it just goes. I mean, you're going to lose subs. You're going to increase subs, As long as you get more than less, that's absolutely fine. It's like followers. I've been on Twitter for 10 years, and I've got, how many have I got? 11,500 people following us on Twitter. So
that's decent. The only people who used to follow me was Baxter and Patterson at the away games. But hey, they're retired now, I think.
Wow. There you go, man. There you go. So I got Basu till I die. I'm gonna join your club fan club, mate, after the show. And I got Leeds beat Man City by 2-1, I believe. What a cracker result for Leeds, despite being with 10 men.
Yeah.
And I'm keeping it to my guy, Jess. I go on the feint. John got my name correct. Yay! And I got my guy Paul after you, John. Hope you get your problem solved on your account as well. So I got my guy Pete as well. Hey, John, we hope you came, my guy. And if you go on NFC Matters every week, this guy is absolutely amazing. Is he Claude, the Great Lake Claude? No, but he tells it as it is. I can listen to him for 24 hours. This guy, he is amazing.
Yeah.
We get the win tomorrow. We have 1 foot in the door for survival. Let's go out and put a performance on. And you know what it is, Pete? I totally agree with my guy. Absolutely fantastic. And do follow him on his Twitter account, Davies, as well. And also check his guy on NFC Matters as well. So I want to talk about, like I said, we talked about Boosie. We're going to talk about the Burnley game. How confident are you going to the match tomorrow?
It's one of them games. We could turn up, and Burnley being Burnley, we could win 2 or 3-0. But then again, Chris Wood, I mean, they could beat us 3 or 4-0. It just totally depends who if we turn up. You know, I think Bruce has went overboard saying we played well last week. Yeah, we showed a bit of passion and we scored late on. As long as you get a point, it paints over the cracks. At the end of the day, it's all about results, and that's what goes on the scoreboard. Performances get forgotten if you win or you put a show on. So I don't know. If we turn up, I think we can beat them. Burnley's hot and cold, and we should be going there to beat them. But with Bruce, you just don't know what's going to happen.
This is the thing. I mean, 2 wins in 21 games. I mean, for me, that is absolutely shocking. I don't care what anyone says. Okay, I know the performance is great, but I can't forget that 2 wins in 21. I mean, if they stay up this season, trust what I say this, Bruce needs to be sacked. That's only my opinion at the end of the day. But there you go. He needs to go. And they're talking about him getting a new deal if he keeps us up.
Honest to God, I mean, I've got 3 season tickets. Had them for 30 years, most of them. I'll keep them. I mean, I don't get all the matches now. But if Bruce is in charge next season, I won't go. I'll pick a few away games just for the weekend with the lads. But I'm not going to watch that football if he's there. He's not going to improve us. He's out his depth. He's a liar. He says one thing in his press conference, and then he says another thing. It's as if he hates the fans as well. I mean, him and Ashley, they're like Fred and Rose West, them. I'm being honest, they're awful.
Shocking. I mean, let's put it this way, right? When Rafa went, right, when Steve Bruce's name was mentioned, I wanted Steve Bruce out, but he went in. Yeah, that is why I do not want that manager in the club. You know what I mean? I'd rather take a championship manager, someone who's young, right, and not coming, and just as a step up, yeah, for a couple of years, like a Thomas Frank, yeah. And that guy from Barnsley, Ishmael from Barnsley, apparently he's been getting rave reviews and he's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, brilliant job. The Watford manager, nobody had heard of him. Well, they probably had about 6 managers this year, but Norwich stuck by the manager. They went down, stuck by him. It's like Sheffield United. I don't understand why they got rid of Chris Wilder. Another manager's not going to improve Sheffield United. If Dyche left Burnley, a manager won't make them better. Where you gone, John? John has gone. It's me, live from Berwick.
Sorry about that. If it happens again, then it's just someone downstairs, but hopefully touch wood. So that's not great. Sorry about that, viewers. Sorry about that, Daz. And it's just the reception here in a minute. So, yeah, I mean, like I said.
Saying there, Sean Dyche, if he left Burnley, the new manager won't improve them. It's the type of clubs they are. And then, I might be contradicting myself, but if Steve Bruce left us and we've got somebody like Eddie Howe in, he would improve us. You know, Eddie Howe, on his days off, goes and watches other teams. He watches teams train. I mean, what does Steve Bruce do?
Yeah, man.
Sit on the couch like me and watch tenable, and that's what he must do.
Mhm.
He's out of date.
Totally agree.
He's the
Totally agree.
worst. I mean, most people who's watching this or people who follow us on Twitter, I hated Pardew. I mean, Pardew came out of the blue. Pardew got lucky. He had a great squad. Demba Ba, Cisse, Ben Arfa, Kabai, Debussy, all these players. And he got lucky and got us fifth, and good on him. Steve Bruce is just tactically inept. His backroom staff, all the Steves, awful.
Shocking.
I mean, Steve Bruce was a great player. You know, he was like the John Terry of his day. Not great, but passionate, good, strong. Played in a great team, but he's not a good manager.
He's not, is he? He's the worst manager in Premier League history, I'm telling you. Let's be real about it, because the fact of the matter is, what he should have done, and Malcolm McDonald has made a good point. I'm going to comment to what he said in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to read this comment out very quickly because I'm going to get overloaded. I've got nearly 20 people watching this live. I think that's fantastic. Please keep smashing the likes up, guys. And thanks so much for joining on my channel. I got Ching from Singapore. Hey, John Daz. I hope you're fine. Yeah, start the weekend. Actually looking forward to tomorrow.
Live in Singapore.
It is. But my advice to him is, if he's going to watch the match tomorrow, he'll be free now doing a half time, just tell him to go to bed. Or anyone listening in Japan or whatever, China, want to watch me games and we get beat, I just tell them to go to bed, because let us worry about it. You don't want to be watching that. If you live in America, have some pink lads on the beach. That's why I steer the people. So I got cheers again, 50-0 against Burnley, and we overtake Brighton. That's a reasonable score, don't you think? Very ambitious, but can't see it happening. I just take a 1-0 win. That'd be Mark. Thanks for coming on, mate. Do subscribe to my channel. We'll not be much in the game. Both teams will be happy with a draw. I say ones each. And I've got Bede as well. Bruce, hopefully he's only there till the end of the season. Fans will make their intentions clear to him once fans return, and hopefully he works. And I've got my guy Kev. He's a legend. He thinks I'm a legend as well. Thanks for coming on, Kev. Grand National Tips. My bet will be Milan Times. Rachel Blackmore's reading. It's who stream now at 30 years. And don't bet on the Grand National is my tip. That's a great horse to back on if you know the horse's name. So you're right. I mean, it's just disgraceful, man. I mean,
look at last night. I mean, results as went our way, and you know, we're very lucky to stay up. We actually deserve, and I've said this on Twitter, and I've said it to people. As a club, we actually deserve to get relegated.
No doubt about it. I mean, we deserve. Well, if we get relegated, I can't have any complaints, because if you look at the games that match over 38 games, we just have not been good enough. It's as simple as that. And the more people realise this now, that we're a poor team, the better. But I've said it many a time to people. I always said this: Rafa, Great Let Sir Bobby, Kevin Keegan would not hate this.
Keegan era was my best time. Keegan era, you know, I go to matches with lads younger than me and that now, and there was unfortunate not to see it, but they seen the Rafa, and that's what they compare against. But the Keegan era was unbelievable, best. We'll never get that again.
Nah.
Very unlucky not to win the league. We blew the 12-point lead, and I said then I'll never see us win a trophy, probably in my lifetime, but it's the closest we've ever been. Yeah, Rafa was the next, you know, after all, yeah, as I say, Pardew probably got lucky. He had a great squad, but taken away from him, he got us fifth and we went into Europe. But yeah, Rafa was very personal, and he was loyal. He stayed and got us back up, but it was all personal. You know, he just didn't get on with Ashley. I mean, Mike Ashley, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was there when he first came in. He was in the way and buying beer and that. And
this is the thing. I can't believe it, man. I mean, Mike Ashley never had anything good with this guy, Rafa Benitez. When we called him, I thought, wow, brilliant. Getting him in's one thing's brilliant, but state of the championship was absolutely magnificent. Do you know what I mean?
You know, there's talk of Rafa coming back. I think maybe if we took over, big question. I mean, the takeover last year, God. I mean, it went on longer than The Irishman, didn't it? The film. I mean, the takeover, I was sick of hearing it, but hopefully it'll happen. And the trust thing is a good thing because if the new owners let the trust have 1%, it'll help them with the fit and proper test, etc. So it's a good thing. New owners, I think, might. I mean, sometimes you can't always turn the clock back like Keegan the second time, but I think Rafa's got unfinished business.
Yeah, absolutely. And you take Rafa Benitez as your way as unfinished business, yeah?
I mean, it wasn't the best football under Rafa, but he definitely done his job to keep us up, and the players played for him. But I mean, the condition we're in now was awful. I mean,
exactly. Totally agree. Guys, please smash the likes up on the video and also subscribe to Beric Daz on his Twitter account. And also, could you please subscribe to my channel as well, John Sinclair, or you put NUFC as well. I've got Jason here. Now, on one we have the four husbands of the Toon on one of them, right? And we keep talking about Joelinton. I'd love to understand about Joelinton. They think I'm he's a great player. He's not really. But listen, don't make fun of us. I love it. And I'm going to read it now. We all think you're a legend, John. Even Joelinton thinks you are too.
What's your opinion on Joelinton, John?
For me, personally, I don't think it's that good. But if he puts a shift in, like he did last week, I think he'd be okay.
One of his better games last week. But
yeah, one of his better games, but
it was one of his better games. But I mean, it's no hard to have a better game when you're that bad. I mean,
not you know what?
Right, that 40 million quid. That's the biggest. That should be investigated. Line of Duty should have a series next year. A special investigating Joelinton's transfer.
Yeah, man.
40 million. It must have been. It was money laundering. It was fraud. I don't know what. We never paid 40 million for him. I mean, I think I heard a rumor that Mike Ashley's syndicate already owned him. They'd done a deal with his club for 7 million, and Mike Ashley made it look like he bought him for 40 million. The Almiron deal. I mean, it was no coincidence. We signed Almiron when 5,000 people cancelled the season tickets in the January. He signed Joelinton when 10,000 people was going to cancel the tickets to appease the fans. And Joelinton just, I mean, he scored on his debut at Spurs away, but he's poor.
Wow. Unbelievable. I'll have just known this, by the way. I mean, also I see whoever invested that deal, right, should be charged for fraud or deception, because I'll tell you something, Daz, I'm not being funny, but that deal, 40 million, ain't worth 40 million pound. I mean, unbelievable, man.
We could have got Diego Costa for 10 million and given 10 million wages. We could have got anyone. Not, I mean, he's for 4 million. He would have been. We would have complained if he was 4 million quid. He's that bad. He doesn't try and get in the box. People say he's a winger.
I don't. To be fair, I don't even know what his best position is. Do you know what I mean? I'm not being funny,
best decisions on the bench or on the plane back to Brazil, I think.
I know, yeah, or send him back to the.
And I feel for the guy. It's not his fault. But hey ho, let's not feel too sorry. He's on 80 grand a week. Brilliant. But last week he showed a bit of potential, but
too late.
Awful. But he plays every week.
Exactly. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I don't want to slag the guy. I mean, I'm sure he's a great gentleman. I'm sure he is. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's just simply not good enough for Newcastle United. That's my opinion. He ain't good enough for Newcastle. And we're going to need goals to keep us in this league. I cannot trust him at the moment. Yeah, he scored a goal. I'm pleased for him. But at the end of the day, I'll praise him when he do well. And I'll cuss them when they don't deliver, sort of thing. And at the minute, Joelinton, for me, if I was giving him a rating for the season, God, slightly better, but I'll probably give him a 5 or 6, and that's about it.
I mean, it's like playing with 10 men when we play him. It's just.
I know.
Joselu was better.
With Joselu, he ain't a world beater, but I tell you something, he does work hard for the team. What he does as well for a guy who's 6'3", he chases and tracks back as well. I can remember he ran 50 yards to take someone out, took him for the team. He got booked for it as well. And I thought, wow, that one is the game. But listen, I mean, Joselu's doing bits at Alaves in a minute. I'm also on Froilan Lejeune in a minute. So I got one from James World of Wrestling. Can Beric Daz tell us his best away game you can remember? What's the best away game you've been?
See, that's better than the question because I can't remember many away games the state I get in. But best away game I can remember probably for the result was Feyenoord in 2004 3 when we won 3-2.
Yeah.
Great result. That was, we went there. We lost our first 3 games. Won our next 3 games. We relied on Juventus, I think, and we got through that night. I mean, it was rough. I mean, it was a dodgy place, but great result. Yeah, that's probably the best away game as a result. Personally, in the UK, I like trips to Norwich, Southampton. Swansea's a great away trip because we'll go for the weekend with the boys and try and make a trip of it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know. I mean, I went to Anzi game in Moscow. 71 of us went 9 days after we'd been to the Ukraine, met with Kharkiv. Between the 9 days in Kharkiv, we had to get a visa from London. My mate Blackie sorted it all out, 240 quid. 71 of us went over to Moscow. So it was an experience, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But, yeah, I'd say Feyenoord, for the result, was one of the best away games. I mean, but away days now is more for the trip than it is the football, especially under Bruce.
The thing is, for me, I mean, I said my best away trip I've been to is in the Premier League is against Leeds United. We won Toon, and then we came back to 4-3, and then Derby back in 2002-3, 2-0 Toon against Derby, came back at 1-3-2. The best for me because I do love Italian football, and I went to Inter Milan against Newcastle due to see Joseph for 3 days, 3-night hotel. It cost us about 80 quid for 3 nights. And I tell you what, I did think in there. And there's no problems at all whatsoever. Love the city, still love the city, and the atmosphere was absolutely fantastic. Even into Milan,
fans, weren't there? 11, 15,000. I've never been to Italy, unfortunately, but my first European trip was 94 Antwerp. We won 5-0. Awful stadium, but you could take a crate Stella, and that was a good thing. Again, I was that drunk. I thought Andy Cole scored a hat-trick and it was Robert Lee. So that's how drunk I was.
Yeah. Never done Belgium, mate. I mean, there's one place I love to do was Bruges. I'd love to go to Bruges in Belgium.
Oh, that was a good trip. But my legs are still sore from the walk back from the stadium. It was like 6-mile walk.
Wow.
Oh, honest, it was like...
How did you do that? Can you not get a transport there from the walk?
There was like trams and that there, but buses. But the police marched us back after the match and we sang the Johan Goodbye song. But yeah, it was 6-mile walk back to Bruce Square.
Oh my God.
And
that's a long...
as fit as me, that was a long walk.
I tell you what, if I got to get a hotel, I'd rather get a hotel close to the stadium. I would have to do a 6-mile trek. But
there's not many hotels. There's not many. I mean, nowadays, a lot of modern stadiums, Reading and they're outside the city, if you look at them. Newcastle is one of the, probably if there's any away fans watching this, they'll say Newcastle is ideal. It's city centre. There's like 100 pubs between the ground and the train station. So we're lucky that way. A lot of away games now, they're in the middle of nowhere.
Nice. Yeah, cool. I've got to do Belgium at some stage. It's a fantastic country to go. I got Ricky Fouch as well. Subscribe to my channel if you can, Ricky. Thanks very much. Let's out the garbage does.
He's one of my mates, Ricky. He's from Berwick, and when he comes to my house, something he disappears for 2 days, and I have to kick him out. He's a good lad. He's been all over with us. He's been unfortunate to be banned a few times in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he's a legend.
Bless him. Absolutely bless him. Maybe you should keep on the straight and the narrow, mate.
I mean, I'm not a bad influence. I'm a good example to.
Yeah, he's a grown up. I got Jason again. West Burnley wanted 18 million for Rondon. Wish we paid them for him. Ashley didn't want to pay 80 million for a 30-year-old at the time, so he gambled on Joelinton, and he said he's got 3 goals in since he's been at the club, and he's got 1 goal this season. Then I've got right here V-neck for the Grand National John. Then I've got James. You can skip the track 2 question. Daz might be able to answer it.
What was the question?
He said that basically the track 2. You can skip track 2 question. Daz might be able to answer it.
You can skip track 2 question. Trap 2.
I got
just a toilet in the pub we go to, the Town Wall in Newcastle. By the way, I'll give them a shout out. The Town Wall in Newcastle, brilliant pub.
Fantastic. Town Hall.
Aspel cider on tap, unbelievable. Although Bristol's a nice place for cider. Went down there in the championship. They've got a boat and everything what sells cider.
Yes.
Had a pint of purple cider. It was like 9%. Honest, I thought Barry Scott was like Sill it bang. Brilliant though. A good night out, Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, Bristol's a canny city, sort of thing. It's a lovely, lovely city. But let's be real, I mean, Bristol, it's not as friendly that it is up in Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? Newcastle, the North East is absolutely amazing. And the fact is, if you talk to people in Bristol, it's a nice city. But, it's a bit like London. I mean, they won't talk to you unless they get to know you, sort of thing. You know what I mean? If you, say, for example, I went back up the North East for a couple of years because of work commitments, and people recognise and say, John, and he gives a hug, sort of thing. You don't get it down in Bristol, you just don't. They're just not used to it, they're not. It's just like London, and it takes time to get to know people down here.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I'm not going to say much about London, but normally the train home's the best part about it. But it's a big place, but it's all travelling, and I mean, you go to Crystal Palace, it takes half an hour to get there, and I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Arsenal's easy to get to, but yeah, London, it's all right, but
well, I mean, end of the day, sort of thing. Listen, I don't mind London. I don't mind going to London, but parts of London, I like Covent Garden's lovely, and there's parts of London's absolutely amazing, and but parts of it's just absolutely rough, and it's just an absolute dump. Some places, but I'm not going to mention where.
No, exactly. I mean, I think in London now there's only 11% British people, so it's a good away trip because the train's straight down, so you can have a good scoop on the train I'm from Berwick, so it's 40 minutes to Newcastle, and straight down the East Coast. It's an easy trip in and out. We'll stay there for the weekend. Go to the Dolphin near King's Cross, and it's a good trip. But there's some nice grounds. The new Spurs ground, unbelievable. Arsenal ground, unbelievable.
Yeah,
not the best away end for a view, but Chelsea, good. Old ground, but it's a good away end. So but Crystal Palace and that.
Wow. I mean, Crystal Palace might need a new stadium at some stage. I've got Jason again. Now, not care for what you see. He's a Londoner. But listen, Jason. London's a lovely, lovely city. Do you know what I mean?
I've been. If you know the right places, I mean.
Yeah.
It's full of tourists. Yeah, it is.
I think it's great. You've got West London. West London's great. King's Road's great. All these posh areas, all these posh places. And listen, it's what you make out of it. If you want to go to enjoy stuff in London, it depends what you want to do. For me, I like the cultural stuff as well. It's like in Italy. I love going to Italy. I've been to Bari. I've been to all these cultural places, churches, and all these historical places. Oh my God, it's amazing. Rome is the best for me. Rome's your favourite city.
To be fair, I've been all in Europe, and I don't think I've done much sightseeing. Being honest with you, John.
I know.
Hotel, ground, pub, kebab shop, Indian. No churches or sightseeing. I mean, it's no fun.
Wow.
I mean, I went to Moscow. I think we got chased to the Red Square off the bloody police in the tanks. But Russia was like, again, we was there. So, but I didn't do much sightseeing, being honest. But it's to say you've been, It is. Europe is. It's a nice, I went to Den Haag pre-season a few years ago. Nice city. They're all similar. They've got the bars with the chairs outside, and it's all, good. But sightseeing is not for me, being honest.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it is. Well, it is. I mean, you can't beat these places for cold stuff. So, it's what you make it at the end of the day, man. I've got Jonathan here. Hi, John. How's you, mate? I'm absolutely fine. Great result last night for us. Fulham got beat by 4-0. And thanks so much to Wolves. I got just again, you've been to Verona. I've been to Verona. I've been there a couple of years now. I've been to the Verona game against Hellas against Kiev in the Verona derby because I do love Italian football, and the atmosphere there was absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? There's nearly a full house there, and the city, the scenery, is absolutely amazing. So if you want to talk about Italy, Italian football, there's a guy called Peter Emledon, right? Please follow him, okay? And he's a fantastic guy.
I've got him on Twitter.
Great guy. I met him.
He's a big Italian football fan.
He's a massive Serie A, Italian football, Italian culture. And if you want to talk about Italian football, he's your guy. And for me, I can't beat him in Italian football, you know. And
I enjoy the Italian football. It's a bit.
I love Italian. I love Italian football. I mean, love it. I mean,
that's where Mike Ashley should be because it's corrupt.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, there's been that before, man. You know, back in 2006-07 when Juve got relegated, and Napoli, I think, got rid of Fiorentina, Genoa as well for Max Fiction as well, and Inter Milan won the league because of that.
The best players in the world, you know, go there. Batistuta, Maradona, Ashley Young. He's there now. You know what I mean?
Ashley Young's doing bits.
What's he doing? He's about 45. He's still playing every week.
Who's that? Sorry,
Ashley Young plays every week at left back.
34.
Is it? He played the other night. Is it Inter Milan or Roma? He plays
Inter Milan. Chris Smalling is at Roma. He's 31. Or Smaldini, but it hasn't exactly been Smaldini this season because he's made a few mistakes at the club, and you know. But listen, he's done great. Listen, I'm all for English players. Go to Italy, try something different. You know what I mean? And credit to Ashley Young and Chris Marlin going over there and doing it. Do you know what I mean? I feel those two players have done Italian football good. For me, I think it's fantastic. I urge any English players, top quality players, sort of thing, go there and just play for.
Germany seems to be the place now for the youngsters.
Oh, definitely. Because
look at that Bellingham, unbelievable.
Yeah,
James, a few others in Germany doing well.
Yeah, Bellingham.
When you look at Europe, I mean, Bayern Munich look like one of the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
PSG's hot and cold. They pay the money, but again, that's not always the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona's going through a bit of a change in Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid.
Italy's not dominating at the moment. So it's probably Germany. It's probably
Germany, Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, BMG.
I think Man City is building towards dominating Europe. If they get Haaland or Harry Kane, I think they'll be up there.
Harry Kane needs to move away from Spurs, to be quite honest with you. United are not going to win the league anytime soon. And for me, everyone's talking about Erling Haaland for Borussia Dortmund. And a lot of people say he's going to come to England. If I'm a better man, right, Robert Lewandowski haven't got many years left at Bayern Munich, right? And I've got a feeling when his time has come, I think Haaland will be the here for Lewandowski. I think I can tell you now, live on stream, that Haaland's next club is going to be Bayern Munich. You heard it first.
Well, I think it could be Man City with the links with his dad. It could be Man City, but I think Harry Kane, next club, could be Manchester United for some reason.
In the summer.
And I think Kane will stay in England. He'll leave Spurs to win things. It's not about the money. He's a family man. He's on good money. But I think, and if he stays in England, he'll beat Shearer's record.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he will.
He's, you know, and I mean, Kane is. He was on loan at Norwich and Millwall and Leicester, and look at him now. He's flying. I mean, he's.
Thing is, like everyone's saying that Harry Kane's a world-class striker. He's the best striker in the world. I don't think he is. There's two players above him, or three players above him. That's Haaland, Lewandowski, and Mbappe. But out of those three, I say Mbappe at the moment for me. Mbappe. All day long. All day long for me.
And Joelinton, he's up there.
Yeah, definitely. I got Adam here. I have Toon boots. I got Jonathan as well. You up too much today, John? Mate? Not a lot, really. No, I got maybe do another stream later on sort of thing, or maybe going on someone else's. I just don't know yet. But watching the Grand National 5:15, which is not long ago. I got Joseph here. Think you're due for a booster, Daz. That's according to Joseph. I got Jack. Use coming to mind. So what? I pick us up for sixes, and I got Jack as well. Get a taxi. Where are you going? I don't know. But
they all live in Newcastle. I'm glad they live in a quiet residential town of Berwick-upon-Tweed.
Yeah. A thing is, I mean, you look at the houses like house prices up the northeast, they're quite cheap, but when you build the new houses there, you're talking £200,000. Who's going to pay £200,000 to buy a house up the northeast with the greatest of respect?
Sorry.
I mean, went to Northumberland, right, and they got some houses there for about £100,000, and but in Bristol, you're talking £250,000, £350,000 for a 3-bedroom house, and that is for another day. So, do you go on streams? Do you go on? Have you got your own YouTube channel at all, Daz?
Sorry?
Have you got your own YouTube channel?
No.
No?
I'm on Twitter and I'm on Snapchat. And that's dangerous enough, being honest. But I might start TikTok or Instagram. But like sometimes when I've had a heavy day, I do a fridge check on Snapchat, and that sort of went a bit viral. Kim Kardashian done one after me and copied us, so we're just waiting on the check off her. But no, I mean, I respect all the people like yourself who do these podcasts and channels and talk about stuff. But there's a bit of, on Twitter especially, it's up and down. Sometimes the fans who's been everywhere disagree with some podcasters who
I was going to
talk
come on to
about
that.
stuff. But each to their own, I can understand why people do it. And you've already said you go to matches. A fan's a fan. Whether you go to matches, you might not be able to afford it. It doesn't matter. And I think with the lockdown, a lot of people came on these channels, and females as well, and vent the views. But nobody's better than anyone, really. A fan's a fan. I mean, years ago, you talked about in the pub. You didn't argue on Twitter. So, but Twitter sometimes. I mean, I've had a bit of a year with mental health and that, and I sometimes enjoy interacting on Twitter. It's been a good place. I've got a lot of friends I've met through Twitter, and when you're stuck in the house and there's no football and you can't socialise, it's got its positives. But it can be a nasty place as well. But keyboard warriors, they're that exact thing. All this racist stuff you've seen with these clubs. I mean, they're even fans, or they're just hiding behind a keyboard. I mean, it's just it's mental. And you don't see it in matches, really. I don't see it. So it's easy to type something on a keyboard, but seeing it face to face is totally different.
Totally agree, man. And there's been a lot of it's been toxic last week when fans is arguing about amongst other fans, which I don't really want to quote. I posted that tweet out the other day saying I'm disappointed that someone blocked us there. But having to be known that I was told that she shut a account down and then she took again, and now she's following back us, which I think is great. It wasn't an aggressive tweet, it's just like a disappointment tweet. And then one or two people pulled up us on that sort of thing. I said, okay, cool, I'll take it, Toon. I'll put my hand up. I was wrong. From other people posted it out there, sort of thing. Okay, fair enough. Again, people see that, John, we respect you. Someone like that, mate. Who's a respectful guy. We all love you. But do you think you take it, Toon? And that's exactly what I've done. And I thought about it, took it down. One said to us, I'm glad I've done it. And listen, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. No one ain't perfect. Please, because someone leave a comment down the section down below and tell us who's perfect, please. No one ain't perfect. We've all done it, right? And if I did wrong, I'll put my hand up right away and said, cool. Okay, cool. I'm wrong.
No, I mean, everyone's got their opinions. I mean, I've been with my wife 30 years. We fell out twice this week over a chicken cave and a bowl of jelly. I mean, unbelievable. No else to argue about, but that's what we argue about nowadays. But it's the same on Twitter. You can say anything and somebody might not agree. So, but it's opinion. It's opinion. I mean, I didn't think Vernon Anita was a good player. Some people thought he was. It's but it's easy, as I say, to type something.
Stream on. I'm on the stream. Sorry, mate.
Who's that?
Yeah, it's not important. Sorry, mate. Nah, it's just like I said, It's just crazy, man. I mean, you touched on Ferdinand and Anita, that sort of thing. I liked him at right back. I thought he's decent at right back. When he got down in the Championship, he played about 3 or 4 games on the right side of midfield. And I just didn't like him there at all. Wasn't there? He just wasn't good enough for me. But at right back, Rafa found him a perfect position there. But at the end of the day, I think he works hard for the team. I'll give him that.
Unlike John Joe Shelby.
Oh, man. I tell you what, though, he wouldn't be my team at all whatsoever. No way. I'm not a fan of John Joe Shelby. I'm not a big lover of the guy. I think he's lazy. His legs is gone. He should never captain Newcastle. He will not be captain.
There's one good ball every 6 weeks. I mean, doesn't track back.
No, lazy. Doesn't talk.
No.
We need talkers in the team. We want leaders in the team. He ain't a leader.
That's what I'm disappointed with Lascelles. Like I said earlier, he seems to not be bothered anymore. He was a leader when he wasn't the best defender, but his passion got him through games. But it's too personal with Steve Bruce. He's fell out with Fernandez. He seems to he says one thing and then he does the other. He said he named the team last week because he didn't want to play players who travelled, and yet the furthest person who travelled was Dubravka, and he played him. And players who never travelled, he didn't play. I mean, Steve Bruce, he's just a liar. And I hate lying. I mean,
I don't like him.
It's as if he's like putting the middle finger up. I mean, if he's that bad at his job, he must wake up and go, why does he go into work? He doesn't need the money. He knows everyone hates him. I think he'll be away. If the fans are allowed in next season, I mean, Carver got abuse, Pardew got abuse, McLaren got abuse. The hatred for Steve Bruce
should be top of the tree, mate. Top of the tree.
But I think the team would have done a bit better because earlier in the season we're playing Everton or somebody and we took the throw in and it went back to Carl Darlow from the up, was on the attack. The players wouldn't get away with that if the fans were in. So I think we would have played slightly better with the fans are in. But yeah, Bruce would have been away by now for health reasons.
Exactly. And you know what it is, Daz? If he gets a new, I'll come to that bit in a minute, but good point there. I got Adam here. Will you be one of the 10,000 fans allowed to attend the last home game? Would you go to the stadium? I probably won't be because I'll be at work that day. Johnson in trouble? Don't think so. But listen, at the end of the day, you're right. I mean, back on Stevie Bruce, I just think it's shocking. I mean, he's a liar. I mean, he tells you some what fans wants to hear. I mean, spot on my way.
The only true thing he said this season is he's apple pie and custard last week. I believe that.
Slap in the face for the fans, mate. Slap in the face for the fans. Do you know what I mean? Who wants to hear that in a press conference? No one. Absolutely no one. Crazy, man. Oh. And I got Connor here. Thoughts on the Toon War Pans? Got no idea on that one.
What thoughts on the Toon?
Oh. War Pans.
Must be cooking something later.
Cool, well be.
Walk right enough,
yeah, cool, well be.
Do you many away games, John?
If I can do them now, I could, but it depends how if I can get tickets or not. And if I can get tickets, probably closer to the home, then yeah, I could do it. Do you know what I mean? Probably some London games and some Villa games, but I can, but not been as much because of work commitments as well. So hopefully under new ownership, then who knows? I may go to some away games. Do you know what I mean?
Many home games? Do you get up to the Toon much?
I haven't been up since Rafa Benitez, and I'm not going to lie, because since Bruce has taken over, I thought, you know what? I ain't going to bother at this moment in time. And the reason is, listen, I love Newcastle United. I really do. I want the best for the club. I want to do them well. But since I've been doing this, then it's just haven't had a chance to go. So, and
yes, I say you're welcome when we go back next season. I can easily sort your ticket, and you're welcome to join us.
I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that, man. Definitely be out for a drink before the match. I look forward to that. And
you might pick up a few bad habits, but you'll enjoy it.
Thanks very much, man. And I think I got a season ticket somewhere, sort of thing, where I was still paying for it or not. But I kept it in case. But listen, end of the day, when new owners are there, I'll be back 110%. And believe you me, I try to do the vlogs if I can. If I cannot, I just do the basic stuff on.
Imagine being there this season and watching that, or going to Brentford thinking you're going to get to a cup final and watching that performance, I mean, you'd be devastated. I mean, there's no effort. It's frightening.
And thing is, I don't mind if we have a go. If we had like something like 20 shots on target, 10 on target, and we still get beat. Let's put it this way: if we had all the chances in the world and we got slapped up in the 95th minute for them to win the game, I'll say, look, we might have got beat, but flipping heck, we gave it a real go. We got a slap in the face and a sucker punch, but can I fault the effort? No. Could you have scored a couple of goals? Yes. But at the end of the day, those players put in a shift.
I mean, but look at the season. I mean,
it's
been an awful season in the Premier League. I mean, Man U haven't set the world on fire. They're like second, and Chelsea's struggled until they got a new manager.
Yeah.
But, you've got Leicester. I mean, Leicester's no bigger than us, but they've got fantastic facilities. A good, good team.
Fantastic manager.
The streets ahead of us.
Levels. Let's put it this way.
The West Ham. People laughed at David Moyes.
Yeah. West Ham. Yeah. I mean, David Moyes is not exactly a fashionable name, but he's not there.
He's done it with Everton as well. He's done it with Everton, and then he was unlucky at Man United, I think. But this season, I mean, look at the difference in West Ham. Unbelievable.
I know. He's brought in the players that he wants. He plays the 4-2-3-1. Sometimes he plays 3 at the back. He brought in Souček. Souček for me has been their player of the season, but shoot. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's been magnificent. We need a player like that. Someone's gonna come in, make those late runs and score a goal. And he's done that, But Antonio, what a player he is. He's been doing fantastic. Mikel, he's not a big name. He's not a star, but he's scoring goals. And then yeah, you got that guy right back, Czech right back. He's been fantastic.
Kufal, yeah. Even Craig Dawson.
Craig Dawson, 6 foot.
Unbelievable.
And they're talking about him playing for England, man. Do you know what I mean? I'll tell you what, Craig Dawson up there, Lascelles is down there. Levels at the minute. Let's be real about this. But my God, we got to play West Ham next week. We're not beat West Ham.
No.
We're not beating them. I'm not going to lie.
We'll probably stay up, luckily.
Yeah, and get
with a bit of luck. And Steve Bruce, for all he's awful, he's sometimes got lucky results. And Fulham last night didn't even look like they was trying, being honest. It was poor. They didn't look like a team who wanted to stay up either. So we've got lucky, and if we win tomorrow, I think we're 6 ahead. We're game in hand, so we'll probably stay up by the skin of our teeth. But there might be twists and turns yet.
Yeah, I mean, Burnley's safe yet. Burnley's not
whether
safe.
That's good or bad for us, I don't know. I mean, the worst scenario is to get relegated and Bruce stays. We could honestly go down another division. If we stay up and Bruce stays, I mean,
he'd be offered a new contract, and if that is the case, then to me,
I won't go. I will not go.
Actually, in the fans.
I mean, when the fans are back in, I dread to think if it's like a 5:30 Saturday kickoff, it'll be carnage.
You're right. It'll be carnage, and I just do not want to be there to witness it because it could be a horrible day for Bruce. The fans going on the pitch. I've seen. Look at the West Ham against Burnley a couple of seasons ago, where out of nowhere had to go at the fan on the pitch confronting Noble, right? And Noble actually punched him apparently, and I could see that happening again. I could see one of the fans really got lynch Bruce, big style. I could see that coming, and I haven't been warned about it. But I'll tell you another thing as well. Ashley ain't going to turn up. He'll not be there. When the fans gets back, Ashley will not be there. Because you know why? Because he's an absolute coward. He's a coward. He's got all of that. He's got the gob, the mouth, but he don't want to turn up. But Charlie will be there. And I think Charlie should be getting the stick.
What's he doing?
He should.
Awful.
Shocking. I'll come back to Charlie and Quinn in a minute. I got Jason again. Am I doing the watch along? I am. I may do the first half, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get Paul and Davey to do it for the second half. I've got to take my mum to a COVID test in the hospital on Sunday, tomorrow, so I'll have to get them to cover the second half. I'll do the first half, therefore, but someone's got to cover for me second half, so it won't be too long, hopefully, so I've got to get back in time. So, yeah, I'll definitely do the watch along tomorrow sort of thing, without a doubt. but probably for the first half only. So, yeah, I mean, fans, please set your likes up and subscribe if you are new. And we're coming up to nearly an hour now. We've got to wrap this up for a minute and a bit. So, I know you're commonly going to stay up. If you just give us a scoreline for tomorrow, mate.
As I said right at the start, it could go either way, but I've got a feeling we might win 3-1 or something. I think if Wilson plays and Almiron's playing well, I think we'll win easily, and Bruce will revel in it. But I wouldn't be surprised, and that's totally the opposite of what I've just said. Burnley could win 4-0 as well. It just, when Newcastle, it's either good or bad. There's no in between. And Burnley's nothing to play for. We have. Surely the players will go out tomorrow and win, and then we're probably safe. It's.
Yeah, man. For me, I mean, if we beat Burnley tomorrow, we'd be a point behind them. And they could be dragged right in the relegation. And a lot of people haven't forgotten this, but they could be in spot above as well. But I fully expect Burnley to be fourth this season as well, alongside us. So at the minute, as things stands, I'm going to say once each tomorrow. Now, I could say a win, but I'm going to say once each. And we'll probably score first. Burnley get the equalising goal, and then we'll put hands on the pumps, and we're going to survive once each draw. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, we're all still watching that, but it's got to the stage now where you don't get so excited about it. You don't get excited about watching the team because it's just poor.
Yeah.
You expect us to get beat, and we're not going to play well. It's going back to what I said, Keegan era and Ginola and even Pardew with Ben Arthur. Different gravy, the days of Asprilla and brilliant football. And nowadays it's just.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what as well. I mean, at the end of the day, how many players would get into that Tennis team now? I can't think of a name. Not one. Dubak has some maybes.
But even Dubravka, what did Carl Dollar do to get dropped? It was bad management.
Again, and also to go and get someone else to break the news to Carl, I think that's shocking. That's poor management. I'm telling you. That just goes to show that Bruce is an absolute coward. He knows that. He is, but he wants to take on the fans as well. Good luck with that. But you take on the Newcastle fans, at the end of the day, you're going to be the biggest loser, Steve. And also as well, I think for him to dismiss the press conference yesterday at 1892 pledge, he was asked about that. And he just kindly dismissed that straight away. He just didn't give a monkeys about us. Rafa Benitez would have just come out and talked for 45 minutes on that.
Yeah, I don't know. As I say, I don't know what he's there for. He's actually, I know he's a human being and he was a good player, but I think most of the fan base actually don't like him. It's just he's one of them people you just want to punch, and he's not helped himself. He makes it worse every week.
He does. He just doesn't care. He must be looking up to Ashley's model, saying that I don't give a monkey's back, Newcastle fans. I'm going to come in here, put two things up at years. I'm going to do it my way. Remember that, Bruce? Come out and say, I'm going to do things my way. I'm going to do it my way, sort of thing. What, 2 wins in 21? How we? This is why this manager needs to be sacked. I've said that. He should have gone after Liverpool, right? He should have gone against Sheffield United. He should have gone against Brighton. But Ashley, guess what? His reward, if he keeps us up, another 3-year deal. Now, if that happens, mate, I tell you something. Our fans should go to St. James's Park and give the manager hell. I'm telling you.
Oh, therefore.
I mean, it works in Italy, but I can't see fans going to demonstrate. I can't see fans going to boycott the games. They won't. It happened in Milan, happened to Lazio, Hellas Verona. Yeah, I think it happened to Canada. I could be wrong on that one. So it happened before, and the fans had their day. Unfortunately, it won't happen in Newcastle because we're too loyal. That's the problem. For us, it's a day out. That's the problem.
Yeah. And, pay good money. I mean, spent a fortune over the years. And we're paying for the product, and Bruce is ruining it. It's, and he's picking up the wage. But
yeah. 4 million to sack him. And if he keeps us up and he gets sacked, We've got to pay him £4 million anyway. So whose idea?
Peanuts. It's peanuts.
£4 million peanuts. I mean, there's a question for you. What would you rather do? Would you pay off £4 million to a manager, or would you risk losing £130 million dropping out of the Premier League, plus another £350 million on top for not getting a takeover done? Ashley had a decision to make after the Sheffield United game, Brentford game, and Brighton game. And guess what? He didn't listen to the fans. He didn't listen to the players. He have the audacity to come up and say the players got to take more responsibility, which I think is correct, yeah. But at the end of the day, Ashley should listen to the players. Otherwise, he's just going to down tools and say, okay, if we're not going to do anything about it, we're down tooling. And that's exactly what they've must done.
It's like I know this year with COVID and everything's been like surreal. Newcastle, it's like it's not happening. It's like you can't believe. And I know other fans will say, "Oh, well, we're always whinging and always this." No, we've got an awful owner, an awful manager, and we're playing awful football. It's horrible. It's actually horrible.
Shocking. And yet, these pundits are still backing this manager. I'm telling you, would you back Arteta if he was in this position? Definitely not. Did he want him out? Yes. If Chelsea was in the bottom three, would he want him out? Yes. Because of Steve Bruce, they turn around to us and say he's done a wonderful job with the players they've got. No, they can get stuffed because at the end of the day, right, they only want it for click. They only want us fans to rifle them. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. Do you know what I mean? He's TalkSport. TalkSport I used to love, right? But at the end of the day, you guys call TalkSport a top 6 club, a top 6 program. The rest of them doesn't exist at all whatsoever. Sorry, best thing in the world? You got to be joking. Give us Serie A football, and I'll tell you something, like that, for me, is an enjoyable league to watch at this moment in time. All it is all money all the time. And I do like the Premier League, but I prefer Serie A because I think you get more excitement there. All it is, like, you just get some. Oh, I don't know, man. I just wipe myself up. Still, I got.
Oh yeah, I mean, you see on Twitter, it ruins people's week.
It has, hasn't it? I mean, we're gonna be like AFTV if we're not careful. I'm telling you on Twitter, we're gonna be ending like AFTV. Fans fighting among themselves. People's gonna get toxic, and it's just gonna get horrible. But it needs to stop now. If you don't agree, cool, move along. But at the end of the day, don't fight about amongst ourselves. At the end of the day, Twitter is not a good place at this moment in time.
We all want the same thing. So
we are. You're right. Definitely.
I think everyone's on the same side when it comes to Steve Bruce. So
exactly. But if he tests us relegated, we'll see how these pundits, they're going to say he's done a wonderful job. We'll see. But I've got Chess game. We win tomorrow. Confidence needs to be high. We need to score first, and anything less than 3 points in Bruce is treading a breaking thin line. Yes, I agree. I feel tomorrow will be a draw down review, my friend. Please subscribe to my channel as well. And we're going to end it up on that note because we've been on for over an hour. And I was going to say, that's the enjoy on my channel.
I did. Thanks for having us on. Been good. So hope I've got you a few more subscribers.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
See you next season at an away game.
Definitely, I'll be up for that, my guy. And let's hope to stay in the Premier League with new owners, and hopefully my manager will be. You said Rafa Benitez. For me, if it ain't going to be Rafa, for me, I'll go for Allegri. I'll go for Allegri or Simeone all day long. One of those two, or
I
Poch.
think Eddie Howe would do a good job. I rate him as a manager.
Yeah.
And I think he'd get the best out of that squad on a budget.
Yeah.
So
definitely, man, definitely. At the end of the day, I mean, I love to see Simeone, what he does, how he does in England, man. Well, I think he'd be absolutely fantastic. He's not taking any crap from no one, I'm telling you. Can you imagine Simeone and Shelby together? Oh my God, I'm sorry. I think Shelby Rose would just walk now. Who knew on us, and hopefully, you know, I think Simeone would be fantastic for Newcastle. The new owners, I'm telling you. He will.
He'd get the passion. He'd get the passion.
He's got the passion. He doesn't again in England, but we get his passion, and I love the guy. So listen, Daz, go and get yourself your wife and kids, and definitely chat to you.
Steady on.
Hey!
I've got a good family. Wife and
good
family.
As long as you're happy with your family, that's what I celebrate. And you know, it's just keep.
She's done all right by me, considering the amount of matches and away trips I've been on, and just it has complained, but you know what it's like.
Oh no, it's men's game, isn't it? It's the men's game. It's a lad's game. You gotta enjoy yourself, the lads, haven't you? Sort of thing. You need that bit of space, and I'm sure she understands it. You know.
And I tell you what, I mean, yeah, and there's some great female fans as well I've met over the years, who do a lot of games.
Yeah.
And they're well respected, and you know, it's an equal, you know, away games. You normally see the same faces, and yeah, but you're right. It's a lad, you know, the folk over the years, you'll do anything for an away game, you know, you'd
absolutely.
Work
and you know, we do an away game together. That'd be amazing, man.
Oh, defo, John. Yeah, you know, as I say, I might age you a few years after that, but you'll enjoy it. He's off.
At the stream. Daz? I think Daz has gone. I think he's gone. And listen, it's been great chatting to him, man, if he's back. If he comes back in the next couple of minutes, that'd be cool. But if not, I'd just like to thank so much for Daz to come on the show. And it's been an hour. And you know what it is, right? It's just it's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, I've interviewed some people, and I'll tell you what, this guy is absolutely magnificent. He really, really is. I've got to get him back on my chat again. And he says, John, you guessed mentally before you. I totally agree. It's just reception again. This is not the best. And I've also John be off again. But listen, let's see Daz back on again. There he is. Sorry about that.
Yes, who's back?
Sorry, thanks a lot, man. I was going to say something like, listen, you're going to get us over here, and thanks so much for coming on the channel, and we must do it again. Make sure, what I'm going to try and do, I'll try and get the ladies on as well, so if our interviews.
Thanks very much, John.
You too, man. You have a good one. See you later. So that's, get one mute as well. That is Daz as well. So, yeah. He's been fantastic. Please follow him on Twitter at Beric Daz. He's a great lad. Love him to pieces. And if you do like my channels, please smash the likes up, subscribe if you're new. And thanks so much for joining us, guys. And I'm going to be back later on. What I'm going to do, I don't know. I could be on someone else's channel. Just check us out. Do you know what I mean? And if you want to come on my channel, please let us know. We'll have a chat. And I'll be back on the watch along tomorrow. Probably do the first half of that. Then I'm going to get Paul to cover me in the second half. Try and get Davey as well. And listen, have a great afternoon, guys. And just enjoy watching my channels. That's all I can say. I'm out of here. Later, peeps.